How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. We are getting a ban list probably tomorrow in YCS Houston, which is going to be streaming in just a couple of hours from the United States of America. And obviously, similarly to the last big YCS on a ban list season, we actually got the ban list reveals live. We're going to talk about the possibility of that in this video. We're going to talk about Rarity Collection 4, Quarter Century Stampede, a lot of question marks being raised, and of course a few other Konami L's that we have to discuss in this scenario. Before we begin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm doing videos like this, going over Yu-Gi-Oh! News every few days. So yeah, the big story of this weekend is going to be YCS Houston, which is going to be live streamed, thankfully, starting in a couple of hours here on YouTube, probably on Twitch as well. We are expecting to see the same sort of Ryzeal, Malice, and possibly even Mermail format. We're going to talk about some ban list discussion that is probably going to come up this weekend. Here's the venue, looking great. If you've ever been to a YCS, you know the atmosphere is definitely electric. And I think this is a good kind of like gauge towards the national championship, the North American championship, which is also, I believe, going to take place in Houston later this year. Of course, we got former, or actually current world champion Ruben Peniranda going in to this event. We're seeing all the pros flying in for this because this is another pretty high-skilled format when it comes to Ryzeal mirror matches, right? The format is sort of like pure domination of Ryzeal. Fiendsmith is still out there. We just got another confirmation of a reprint for Fiendsmith Engraver, so that engine is going to be more accessible, but possibly will it get hit on the ban list as well? We're going to have to find that out. And it for sure will be an exciting weekend, specifically because we have a lot of big names returning and possible new champions, of course. This is the last team that won the last YCS. It was a team YCS. It was a couple weeks ago, so we can kind of gauge the format based on that. This was a team made up of two pure Ryzeal Shark decks and another card or cards that are definitely have a target on their back for this ban list are Totally Awesome, Bahamut Shark, and of course Abyss Dweller. These are probably going to be cards that Konami are going to have to look at in terms of both Ryzeal now playing the Shark engine and getting access to an Omni Negate on top of it. Of course, one of these team members also winning with Fiendsmith Ryzeal and Fiendsmith cards. I think it's time. I think it's time that these will get hit on the ban list, and it's probably going to happen right now. We'll talk about the reprint of Fiendsmith Engraver in a second, but yeah, this is going to be the big news on everyone's mind tonight. It's actually not tonight. It's probably tomorrow night. But last YCS in the North American region, it was, of course, in the U.S. I don't remember exactly which YCS it was. I think Jesse Cotton won that YCS, but you can say that about a lot of them. Essentially, live stream, ban list revealed live. It was super hyped. I think people were super pleased about that. And hopefully, people are probably assuming that this is going to take place as well tomorrow in Houston. A lot of things that people are expecting to see, possible Malice hits, possible Shifter hits, Allure of Darkness, maybe some names, Bestials, which were definitely absent from the new Rarity Collection. We'll talk about that in a second. And of course, some Ryzeal hits, possibly Bonfire to 1, X to 1, Abyss Dweller, hopefully gone to let some other decks play. And one of these decks is probably, there's going to be a few tweets from me. I had a few bangers this week, so pay attention. Mermail. Mermail is a deck that is actually gaining a lot of popularity. I believe it actually won the previous Team YCS in Latin America by Team Kamal Crooks with 3 Mermails, which was pretty crazy. The deck has so much potential, but also like it does run Dweller, but it also kind of loses to Dweller. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword with it deck. Maybe we'll see some hits to Mermail, even though I'm relatively skeptic. Let's talk a little bit about Quarter Century Stampede. We got reveals over this weekend on basically everything, almost. We do see some of these cards here. There were a lot of alt arts as well that are remaining as QCR exclusive, only Quarter Century Secret Rare, and those are going to be increased in price because of their exclusivity. But we finally have confirmation of Dragon Master Magia, which is going to be in the set, but It's not going to be super ultra and secret, but it's also not going to be QCR because they don't reprint QCR. So it's definitely a weird spot. A card that was $1,000 probably a week ago, now sort of like plummeting, and everybody's going to take advantage of that and sort of pick it up. The set has some really, really cool things. Specifically, obviously, the branded alt art, which I'm going to showcase here on the channel. Don't you worry, guys. These remain to be QCR exclusive in addition to all the alt arts from the quarter century art collection that was in the OCG. Those are going to be Access Code, Effect Veiler, the new Nibiru, Call by the Grave, Lightning Storm, Pot of Extravagance. Tons of new arts revealed in the last couple months from the OCG, being straight thrown into the TCG really, really quickly, which I definitely do appreciate. And a lot of banned cards as well in the set in the Nostalgia pool. Electromite, one of them. Pendulum players have some hopes. And yeah, you can see right here, kind of low quality, but yeah, Bellstar, Veiler, Call by the Grave, Access Code, Blue Eyes, and Chaos Max. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. This is pretty cool. We see some much needed cards. The Fiendsmith engine, kind of skipping Tract and Requiem. Are we going to see a ban for this engine or some hits on the ban list? Quite possibly, but we'll have to figure that out tomorrow. And either way, we're going to have a YCS recap here on the channel. Some notable absentees that are either going to be hit severely or just spike up in price. Fiendsmith Tract, as mentioned, Engraver and Requiem got a reprint in the main set, which brings down Engraver to a super rare, probably a couple bucks. It's going to be very cheap and accessible, but Koshtiras are absent. Last print in the 2023 Megatins, I want to say. Same with the Bestials. Completely absent from the set. So, does Konami have some plans to just obliterate those engines, including the Fiendsmith engine, and this is why we kind of got skipped? Possibly. We'll have to see tomorrow. Some OCG news really quickly. 114 player tournament. And we see, I'm going to have to eat my hat on this because I was calling Dragon Tail unplayable. I never trust the OCG players. I know a lot of people are going to be mad, but we've seen OCG kind of behind on competitive builds. Like the TCG has so much more capacity and cadence of tournaments that just like people are cooking up so much. Like Runic Pride was never a thing in the OCG at all, in addition to many, many other decks, Ryzeal, Fiendsmith, a lot of other decks. But yeah, Dragon Tail taking the top spot. So guys, pay attention to that. Pick up your new quarter century secret rare, Edge of Chain and Polymerization, Yummy and Malice following that. Then we have Tenpai Dragon, we have White Forest, Orcust. So this is looking pretty solid. Some news from Konami regarding the next course set, Duelist Advanced. We have Ticina support. Ticina was a TCG exclusive archetype that now kind of got combined support with Ashen with the card Chaotic Elements. That is a searcher for both Ticina and Ashen and Kanan as well. So having gotten this today, I expect to see some Ashen support coming from the OCG, which is going to be really, really cool. And lastly, some logistics. We do have viewership for the World Championship that is going to take place in Paris this August. However, it is going to be offered only to a number of lucky fans that are going to be drawn from like a raffle to attend. Why is the biggest tournament in the competitive year not open to the public? Why not use it to have stalls, exclusives, mini tournaments within? Why? Why throw away such a huge opportunity and just have it be like this sad event every single year in like dark rooms? Open it to the public, Konami. I mean, this is your biggest celebration of the year. Look at the Pokemon TCG World Championship, but just like Pokemon Worlds, they have like Master Duel, like we have Master Duel TCG, OCG together. They also, I believe, have VGC TCG together. And it's just the biggest event of the year. Spectators, content creators, exclusive cards, exclusive things on Pokemon Go. We can have that as well. And it's a real, real shame. And if you're feeling like I am, a few days ago, Konami has posted this survey letting us know your thoughts on the game and our recent marketing campaigns. So this is going to be in the description. Go tell them what you feel. I feel like there's been some good improvements and there has been some huge misses like we saw with Quarter Century Stampede, World Championship. the list is just too long to cover. So yeah, YCS Houston streaming in a couple of hours. I might be joining some watch parties over on Twitch from your favorite content creators, so stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for a recap video and hopefully a balanced reaction. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Have a good rest of your day. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Peace.